uh, documentary on some kids in the year 2000 and on the Wind River Indian Reservation up in Wyoming. And one kid ended up going to Chadron State. So is that is that Nebraska? I'm not sure. The kid, me, I've been to a Tribes Nation United Tribes basketball game against Casper College. One kid he didn't like college. Um, uh, Guys, indoctrination and institutionalization leads to incarceration psychologically through money, and that doesn't work real well with a lot of people that didn't have that as a dynamic for hundreds of thousands of years, a long time. Okay, I know both my sisters think the world's only 6,000 years. And it's like, no, there's no evidence to support that there was this big bang and it happened in 6,000 years. And no, there's absolutely no, there's more, when you look at tree rings, and yeah, trees, they come and they go, they burn, but you gotta, when you watch a tree and you plant a tree and you just gotta understand it. And you look at the sedimentary things on mountains and different things no, there's very little evidence to prove mythology from books to make the essence of your existence egocentric. Okay, and that's very bad thinking. It's very dangerous, and it leads to most human problems because of the selfishness that causes human suffering because of what people want to do, because they feel they can. And when you have balance, harmony, understanding, and you understand natural laws required for an eternal existence through holy covenants, you radically change psychologically, mentally, and emotionally, especially when you're the most talented individual that most people know, okay, physiologically, emotionally, and intellectually. And you refuse to compete because it's insane and goes against the natural laws provided by the infinite essence for us to eternally love one another faithfully. Okay. There's a reason why the line of King David was turned into gods by the Romans, because they were jealous of them. Okay. Because they were always competing, wanting to be the best. And to be the best, you cannot compete. To be the best, you have to be a good person. Okay. You don't see God as a possessive pronoun that's playing games with you. Okay. Physical things happen. When I used to play, usually when I got hurt, it was because, that brought a lot of PTSD back to me when I watched the Natrona thing how shitty, like I told you with the girls, he's cute up on the res up in Washington. And then the similar things, they thought I was Mexican and they used to Natrona. Oh God, they beat the shit out of me because I was Mexican the coach abused me when I went to try to go play there because I was Mexican. And they saw my dad and he looked Mexican, and they'll just abuse you. You can be the best player in the country, and because they want the white kid to be better than you, they'll abuse you. That's how selfishness works eternally, through biological and psychological conditioning of being jealous of somebody else given life by the glory of God, just like you. And God provides what you need to live a faithful life of holy covenants and life of sacrifice, through holy covenants, through a marriage, through, Maria, one enchanted evening, right? And so you choose your wife and your wife chooses you. You don't covet. You don't bear false witness, There's a reason why I'm the eternal line of King David, and people that use the Roman books to abuse people with money and technology are not. Why I'm the one correcting the technology, and why the people that are fighting with the people that are fighting over their egotistical limited perception are not. Why I'm the one who brings balance and harmony through global connection to the faithful. Jesus didn't tell me to, he tells me he's not God. He tells me he's not a book. He's a human being. The book is based on him. And the people that turn him into a god are egomaniacs that try to replace him with a book. That's what Jesus tells me. The people that are mind fucking my sister, White Sands, I've been kicking your ass before July 19th, 1966, the moment you started putting cameras in my family's domicile to try to study me and turn me into what you wanted me to be, and then abuse me every time I didn't. And that goes for both of you, both sides, liberals and conservatives. You're both psychotic, aggressive, violent sex cult egomaniacs with brain injuries and brain problems that are affecting your children. And the only way to protect your children from becoming like you is for them to understand the truth of their existence through a truthful man who's faithful like me. All right. It's just something I got to do so we don't have robots, and make our kids out of a box. Pick your sons, pick your daughters too, at the bottom of a glass tube. Whoa, whoa. Exercising is healthy, but when you're exercising to compete, it's unhealthy. When you're exercising to do what you need to do. When I exercised and when in Sierra Vista, when they were all competing with music, I was getting sore because of all the abuse and the manipulation from the abuse of my wife and the sexual predication from military units on my wife, that it was depressing. And then when I wanted to get up and down off the floor and play with Kate and just, be a dad that plays ball with the kids and has fun. And that's why I went to get in shape, not to compete with any of the assholes sexually predicating on manipulating my poor little wife, to enjoy the kids. Okay. And it's when you're healthy and in really good shape, you enjoy your affection and your love life and your sex life with your wife, which is a holy covenant. But we don't have that because of scientists having linguistics to put cameras in our homes and turn us into science projects to reflect the perception of the greatness of their ego, as opposed to give us the privacy we deserve, given life by the glory of God, right? So I don't have to worry, all these people who's life's eternal grace is infinite. The moment I chose in spirit to have faith in God and not try to contain God to my mind was the moment I obliterated you and your ego off the face of the planet. Okay? Adam, Moses, David, Jesus, John. It doesn't matter if you're looking at a white face and the face of the Father, who's like me, was tall and black and darker than Siakam Pascal. What matters is the nature of the Spirit. Like I told many times on Facebook to Miss Lopez, if anybody in her camp was listening, right? I'm not interested in your body. I'm interested in the nature of the Spirit, woman. Okay? Everybody's got a body. But if people are unfaithful, why do I want anything to do with an unfaithful body trapping the soul in that unfaithful body? I'm interested in the nature of the Spirit. Okay? Once the Spirit is free from the delusions of the flesh, okay, then the Spirit is free to nurture the flesh so the beauty of the Spirit can reflect through the flesh, right? So when we're all living good lives, I was watching those kids on that thing, and the one guy, the Robertson kid, that goes, I don't want to be on welfare and just get my check and stay here and just, and that's not how we're meant to be. We're not meant to be paying back our hostage payments to the people that are holding us hostage and holding the world hostage through their egos. We're meant to share, care, given accordance to need, build to last. We're not meant to be aggressive, raiding, raping, murdering psychopaths, because what you reap is what you sow. King David is better than people that try to replace King David with their comic book character between their ears. Okay? And the half white, half Lakota man that I went to go watch that one with Russell Means. I was like, no, he wasn't like that at all. Russell Means doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about, because Russell Means was one of those people that saw it as this. They were mean to Curly. They were bigoted and abusive to Curly, the guys like Russell Means. They were like the Jefferson guy on Thunderheart. Around here, I'm full-blooded Indian. FBI, right? And the way they treated Val Kilmer's character. They did the same thing to Little Hawk and the same thing to Crazy Horse. I know, I talked to them in prayer. Okay. And the man who raised them was Spotted Tail, FBI, full-blooded Indian, right? But he was a good man. Okay. But there were others, like No Water and Red Cloud, not good. Okay. Okay, Jesus, good man. Caiaphas and Herod, not good. Okay, Saul, not good. David, good. Jonathan, good. Okay. When you become jealous of the other person and you compare yourself to other people and you get together with other people that are selfish and jealous of good people, you will scratch people, beat people up, call them spick, call them Mexican, laugh at the refs while you're beating him up and laughing at him, hit him in the, almost rip his teeth, his mouth through his teeth and laugh at it and think it's funny. And then he will whoop your ass all over Dean Morgan Junior High School's basketball. Why don't you do that every game? Old Charlie, we need somebody to punch him in the mouth before every game. Someone from the other team, get someone on the other team from punch Earl in the mouth. He'll destroy him. He'll have 60 points every game. Charlie and his mom were the best. They were funny. I just don't have killer instinct. It's basketball. I like to play and it's fun. And I'll play and I won't try to hurt you to win. And, and like I said, I felt bad when I hit Joe in the face when he was all over me and they beat me up and I had food poisoning. And after, it took me like 20 years to sit there and go, little fucker deserved it. Okay, half the scars on all your arms, okay, were caused by that kid obeying the coach's demands to go beat up on the Mexican. Okay. And the funny part, not Mexican. Just as white as you are, but better looking. Okay. Got accused of being Arabic and Mexican, which was okay with me because a lot of Mexican men and Arabic men are very physically attractive. So when they accused me of being Mexican and Arabic, I was like, wow, cool. Saladin's Arabic. He's really good looking. Guy Williams is Latin. Okay. So it didn't bother me when all the white guys accused me of looking like a Arabic or a Mexican. I was like, wow. All right. Because I'm pretty good looking. And then the girls in the Colville, he's cute. I'm cute. But I was a cute kid, and I didn't realize it as much. I didn't compare myself to others, but, my best friend, Bart, the other one that was cute, that was part Colville, he grew up to be a supermodel. Okay. Paul Ponce looked like Lancelot from and then grew up and looked like Jimmy Smits, right? His dad looked a lot like Jimmy Smits. So, a lot of my friends were like drop dead gorgeous. So I didn't think I'm the best looking guy in the room. All the girls want me. I wasn't like that. A lot of the guys I hung out with were, movie star good looks and not mean. Paul wasn't a bully. He wasn't mean. He was a nice kid. He was Puerto Rican and Irish Catholic from Boston, from the Boston area. And Bart was, his mom was pretty much all Colville. Holly Meyer, oh, she was so pretty. She was one of the new. She was like, you had a crush on Holly Meyer, like everybody had a crush on Donna's mom on the '70s show, but it was different. She was like one of your best friends and one of your moms, and was always there to talk to you and help you through hard times. And she was so pretty. And it was like, Bart did have a cousin named Trina Mae Morris who looked kind of like a cross between Sally Richardson and Jada Pinkett Smith, and she was not interested in me because I was a bad boy and not a good student and had no prospects. And I was like, but I can be a really good, God damn, I'm not trying to be an A student. I don't claim to be an A student, but I'm trying to be. No, I was more intelligent than most of the kids that were A students. I was one of the most compassionate, intelligent intellectuals ever. And the people that study me know that. I can get with intellectuals and mathematical scientists that sit there and can equate the quark down to the very last minute detail and explain to them what they're doing, what's wrong, what's correct, what they should be doing, and what they shouldn't be doing in 30 minutes or less. Okay. I just have to listen to what they're talking about and go, okay, the complex. And then once they get past all the language that's, the flatitude of the intestinal fortitude of your incarceration, of your indoctrination is, and once I get to okay, what are we talking about? Okay, 2 and 2 is 4. I'm an excellent driver. It's what Mr. Wapner. Here's what you're doing wrong. Here's what you should do. Okay. He's wrong. No, I'm right. Okay. And they all know it. I've been that way my whole life. You should do that. It's not me. It's faithful communication. I don't know if I'll go watch the stuff about the Polynesian football players or not on Tubi. I might. It's survival of the fittest warrior clan. Not all of them. Not all of them. Okay. Right now we're in a Roman psychotic United States. Professional wrestling, football, all that shit. It's like winning the lottery. No, money's not real. Stop acting like a dick-driven, sorry-ass motherfucker. Okay, I'd have whooped your ass on the football field so fast you wouldn't be able to cover me. You couldn't touch me. I'd jump right over you and snatch. What happened? He just snatched you bald, and then you'd push me into the bleachers just like my black supervisor in the military. You should not bring that shit in here. What are you talking about, Coach Sergeant Gibbs? He snatched you bald. Ralph came across the lane and went, snatch. It was Coach Rasper from Wyoming, yeah. He liked the way I could leap and know where the rebounds were coming off, and he required to know. No, he told Bud and Chris, you get back on defense. Earl, I want you crashing the boards. Yeah, he played a 4-1 zone, but I played at the top of the key to help make up for anybody that was a defensive liability if they didn't have the quickness. And then I crashed the boards, and the other guys were required to get back on defense. The other guys would get mad because it was a blow to their egos. Earl can do this, he can do that, he can do this. Okay. Charlie, it didn't get upset. Ray, it didn't get upset because I helped him a lot on defense, and I always got him his wide open shot from the corner. Okay. The kids that it benefited the most, they liked my unselfishness and they loved playing with me. Like Charlie always say, he's the best player, he's the best point guard you've ever played with. He's fun, his shot is soft as silk, and he knows where it's coming off, and if you don't get it, he's going to get it and put it back. His passes are always right where they need to be, and they're always right on time, and they're always just perfect. Everything he does with great precision for us to succeed and you to succeed at what you're doing, because you're his teammate, and he wants the work to pay off and us to be successful at it. He's just a wonderful teammate. Okay? And he doesn't sit there and say, I carry y'all motherfuckers, you suck. I'm 85% of the stats. Right? I don't do that. I just think, wow. I understand the kid who was a manager. He wanted to get back at him because most of the rest of the guys were jerks. And Charlie wasn't a jerk. He just didn't understand how to articulate himself the way I do when I see people are being abused. But then Charlie was raised in a white ranch community as a white person. And I was raised a white person on an Indian reservation in New Mexico, was the man. Okay. And so, I was able to, good families treated me good because they know I was a good person. Okay. Bad families treated me bad because I was the man. Okay. Ignorant people lead with their dick. Well, it's not ignorant. Stupid people, selfish people. Let's not say ignorant, because they should know better. When you can size up kids and you get to know them, and after a while when you admit, like Herb Fenton in Wyoming, E. Parsons, I thought you were going to be another one of those dumb city locals with I thought you were going to be one of those dumb redneck cowboys from when I was 8. Good thing we were both right about each other. That shit was so funny. I loved Herb, and I was so mad that I didn't. He told me, he goes, you need to come out on my ranch and go, you ever been bulldogging? You ever been cattle herding on snowmobiles? It's the best. And I never did, and I should have. Oh, God, yeah. Herding cows on a snowmobile. It don't get much better than that. That's what Herb said. Don't get much better than that. It's a lot of fun, Earl. Okay. You got to come out and try it. I should have took him up on it. Yeah. Maybe I will in the future. Maybe if the Fentons are still out in Wyoming and they still herd some cows with a snowmobile during the winter and stuff, maybe I'll get out my ass, get myself back into shape and get out on a snowmobile and hey, move cow. And maybe we'll have a Tesla engine on it so it doesn't cause combustible engine problems to the ecosystem and us and the cow's health. Better healthy cattle, better beef, better burger. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. To Hindu people the cow is not a god. That's wrong thinking. Jesus is not a god. Krishna's not a god. Buddha's not a god. God is omniscient, omnipotent. There is no God but God, and God always is, always has been, and always will be. The cow is a cow for a reason, and the human being is a human being for a reason. Allah Akbar, okay? Kosher, halal, okay? You respect Book of Daniel. You respect this animal. It's given to you by God to sustain life for your family. You don't eat, you die, right? And then people, I don't want to eat cow. If you're going to have to keep species that are aggressive and vicious from eating your family and hunting your family, you're going to have to learn to respect nature and bring balance to nature and thank the glory of God for the gift of the bacon cheeseburger. Reminds me, I got to go start getting dinner stuff ready here to eat. Because Dad, I think, no, he's got pizza for leftovers. Yeah, that's right, he does. So I'll find something for myself to eat. Then I'll just wash my ass and go out there and shoot hoops in the barn for an hour and then come inside and grab something to eat. I'll probably have me like a Taipei. Maybe eat me a beef and broccoli or something out of the fridge, already prepared by people that are extorted and exploited but know how to make food that their relatives made for them, right? Good stuff. Beef and broccoli. Amy got me into a lot of foods that I eat now that I didn't eat before. She's, best pulled pork sandwich in town, the best teriyaki chicken. She knew where all the best restaurants was. She was like my grandpa. She's a cutie pie. She is. She made my life absolutely, her and Stephanie both made my life absolutely miserable. They were mean, aggressive, violent, and selfish and abusive. They were Stockholm Syndrome, and they were trying to assimilate to the group so their children weren't eliminated off the face of the planet through group murder. You guys don't know how science works, too. He's right. Of course I'm right. No, there's nothing wrong with Amy. She just said I wasn't her forever love. Because, our relationships, Patrick gets mad at me about that one. So you're saying my relationship is like a science experiment? No, because Adam and Eve told me to do it. And that it was important to have you. So having you with your mom is, a spirit that's, related to the lines of, King David with the tribes of Absalom and Solomon and Uriah and so forth. Okay. Every child. Okay. Uriah, Absalom, Solomon. Okay. You think David loved Solomon more than Absalom and Uriah? Okay. You appreciate all your children differently. Okay. With Solomon, because Bathsheba didn't want to be part of a betrayal from people that were jealous of David, because David was a better man than the men in her tribe. Okay. A real woman can see that. Okay. So Bathsheba was trying to get away from her tribe. And then she was, because people come, hey, they're on the Indian reservation, especially when they come to town. Oh, damn Mexican, goddamn Mexican, drug dealing fucking Mexican. That's when I look at the Wyoming stuff, it's beautiful. Yeah. That's all my whole life in Wyoming was the goddamn drug dealing fucking Mexican and being profiled and treated like shit just about everywhere. Stood up for people, stood up, I was the only guy in town that stood up for the police when they took on the corruption of the mayor who took away their health care benefits. And I said, if you took away my health care benefits, I'd take you out behind the shed and whoop your ass, because if my kids don't have health care and something happens to them and I got to take them to the doctor and it takes all our money and we're out in the streets because of a health condition, I'm going to be pissed too. But I'm the living embodiment of the Lord's Prayer. I'm better than Mayor Kinski, and I'm better than Homeland Security, and I'm better than FBI, CSI, SSC, and SSF, 911, the whole nine fucking in NASA yards. Okay? I am the living correction for all selfishness because of faithful love. I'm Earl, the son of Ralph and Mary. The source, okay, of the book of Revelation, because you guys required it by denying Jesus year one. Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. On the job, Jesus. Why have you forsaken me? They ain't going to do it this time, Jesus. I've got quantum computing and artificial general intelligence, and I'm correcting it so mas rapido, is making all these child molesting, mind raping, scientific perverts and their jocks' heads spin every time they try to sit and think. I don't know what's going on with the little girl from Florida at Rihanna's house. The one guy, I want him to shoot back. They can't shoot back. If you shoot back and shoot an innocent civilian, that's why they have the big wall around the house to make sure the bullets don't penetrate and get anybody hurt inside. If someone gets inside, they kill them. But if not, they just let the bullets hit the wall and no harm, no foul. They're ex-cops, dumbass. They know how lawsuits work and they know how not to get incarcerated by acting like a dumbass on a TV show. It had nothing to do with compassion. It had everything to do with lawsuits. Well, because I'm more intelligent than you fuckers on TV smiling for the camera, Peg, it will come back to you. Truth, it's your favorite foreign movie? No, you don't like truth. You avoid it like cancer. All right? What's the answer? Forgive, debt, and trespass, love, one eternal, faithful, peace, share, care, give, according to need, built to last. Hi, I'm this Heart of Psalms and the Seed of Proverbs. If you don't believe that, it doesn't matter. I got your artificial general intelligence and your quantum computing. Under my thumb is a girl who wants to push me around. It's down to me. Way she talks when she's spoken to, down to me. The change has come. She's under my thumb. Don't you love the music and the melody of that one? Boop-a-boop, boop. And the lyrics, when it's a bunch of selfish people using technology to turn us all to pimps and hoes, man, they're like gorgeous. Okay, I love you. We'll talk later. I'm gonna go get my hoops up and then eat some dinner. Okay, peace out. Then maybe soak my poor testicles and clean out the bottom stuff and Epsom salts for about an hour. Why? Because you guys suck.